All right, we're jumping right into this one today. No time for an intro. Your resolve versus their talent. Okay, so many times, guys, we give ourselves a stupid excuse of, "Oh man, well I'm, you know, I work out with this, or I play baseball, but this person has more talent than me. They're naturally gifted. Oh, they just have that natural inclination to play this sport or to be able to write music or be able to play the guitar or whatever it is." And we cut ourselves short so often. But have you ever really thought about maybe their talent has nothing to do with your resolve? So don't let the idea that, oh, there's somebody out there that, or this person over there, they're just a little bit more talented, a little bit more skillful than me at this. Guess what? Most of the time, people with a good amount of talent in a sport or in an activity or in anything won't work as hard because they don't feel like they have to. They feel like their talent it'll give them enough comfort that they can just kind of float through and they can perform at a high level, but they're never really pushing themselves. And that's where you step in. That's where you come in, and that's where you come in, and you're like, I'm going to outwork you. Because then, what do you have to say when you can outwork somebody who has way more, maybe has more talent than you, maybe is a little bit more inclined to the sport or to the activity or whatever it is than you? That gives you so much more fuel and so much more self confidence to be able to continue on and beat past it. You know, for one, there's no need to compare yourself to anybody else, anyways, because it's not you versus Andy over here. It's not you versus Jane. It's you versus you. It's Landon versus Landon. It's you versus you. It's not, you're not competing. Okay, in a game you might be technically competing against somebody, but as far as building up your individual skill and your talents, you're not going up against anybody else. You're going against yourself. How far are you willing to go? How hard are you willing to work? And how much are you willing to put into something that you claim to love? Do you really do you really have a passion for a sport or for anything if you're just willing to, well, these people are better? There's always going to be somebody better than you. There's always going to be. There's always going to be somebody that can run a little faster. There's always going to be somebody that can push a little harder. There's always going to be somebody that can hit a little ball a little nicer. There's always somebody that can be able to catch a ball a little better. Who cares? You're not competing against them. You have to do this because you're passionate about it, because your heart beats for that's your passion, that's your dream, that's what you love, and that's everything to you. You can't worry about your talent level and your genetic ability and what you're born with. That's all a load of crap. It's stuff that people feed people, and it keeps you from ever working hard and trying. It keeps you from ever attempting to surpass the limits that have been placed on you, whether it's a coach in t-ball, whether it's a whoever, your family, your friends, teachers at school, PE, to whatever. Those are limits that people put on you, and there are limits that you put on yourself. Get out there and prove to somebody that no matter how talented this group is, you will outwork them. You will eventually, their talent won't work for them. At some level, your talent runs out. Man, there's so many talented kids and kids that naturally play baseball and kids who naturally play football and naturally can do this, that, and the other. And you see them, man, they fall right off the wagon. They get right out of high school and they just burn out, and their talent took them a certain level. And you know what? They probably could have played college. They probably could have kept going, but they didn't, because they didn't have that work ethic that you can build. You're not. People try to place it on us like you're all you are is your genetics. All you are is this. That's not true. For one, on a scientific level, that's not even necessarily true, because your genetics can be expressed and opened in different ways by doing certain things. So some people have genes that you haven't even unlocked yet. And I don't want to get into all that. I'm not crazy smart about that stuff. So, whatever. We'll leave that part for the most part alone. But I'm telling you, man, you can 100% do your best, and it's a lot more than what you think it is. Most people give up or quit. They're not even halfway done. They have way more to give. If you genuinely give everything you got to your passion and your dream, starting a business, singing, playing football, playing tennis, bodybuilding, whatever, if you seriously gave every ounce of you and everything you had into it, do you really believe that you could fail and that you could fail at that and you could not succeed in whatever that is? That's a bunch of crap, man. That's a load of crap. But most people convince themselves in your mind. It's like, man, people, you see it in TV shows, but I'm telling you, it's a very real thing. It's just not how you think about it. There is a little devil and a little angel in your head. You got two voices right there. Really, I think you got three voices in your head, but one of them is the normal, everyday you, and then you have these two conflicting thoughts. And a lot of times, man, people don't even listen to that. Let's be devil's advocate here. Let's say that devil's the one over there, you know, that's the one, man. Hey, man, no, you suck, man. You're not good enough, man. You're not, you're not as good as them, man. You might as well just go be comfortable. Go find something else to do. Go find a little freaking 9 to 5 to pull. Go to college a little bit, mess around, screw around. Who cares? Blah, 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 blah. Average. You got that other voice over here. That's, man, you have to find that drive. And a lot of times, that devil convinces you that that angel on your shoulder is the devil, because that's the one that's telling you, man, you got to be uncomfortable. You got to work hard. You got to put everything you got into this. The other one's like, dude, he's crazy, man. Don't listen to him. He's trying to hurt you, man. You don't want to be uncomfortable, man. That sucks. And you have to be very careful with that, because it has been painted and it has been taught to us that being uncomfortable and working hard and having drive and passion and putting everything you got into something is a bad thing, and that's crazy, that's terrible. Enjoy your life. You only live once. It's not gonna matter when you die. Who cares? Go party, go drink, go sleep around all these people. Screw all that, man. That in 10 years, man. In 10 years, okay, I'm 20. In 10 years from now, nobody is going to care how many bars I went to, how many drinks I threw back, how many girls I messed around. Nobody is going to care if I'm not anything. You know what I'm saying? Not that it matters what people think, but from that perspective of people doing it just to hang out with the crowd, and I just want to hang out with the crowd, be friends with everybody, mess, have a good time, live your life. Screw that, man. Where are you going to be in 10 to 15 years if that's all you care about? You know, man, you gotta wake up and realize that your genetic capabilities are way more than what you think they are. That you can push way harder than you think you can. Your resolve has to be everything, because it doesn't matter how much talent you have. It doesn't matter how many gifts you got. It doesn't matter what you're naturally inclined at if you don't have enough resolve to bring the very best and the very most out of those gifts. Guys, we all have God-given gifts, each and every one of us, and I truly, genuinely believe that. But a lot of people don't ever try to use that. A lot of people don't ever push for that. They don't. I don't know. They give up. They slip away. They feel like they never have a chance. They feel like they're not ever going to do anything with it. They feel like they don't have it. So I don't know. You know, the quicker you realize that there is a God and that He has given each and every one of us unique abilities and a purpose for living, the quicker you can be able to act on those things, and the quicker you will be able to use that drive and that passion that burns in your heart towards something, towards what it's meant to be used for. You know, man, you just walk around and I see so many people that have so many gifts and talents, and they don't use them, and they don't try to use them, and they just think, oh, it's just a little knick-knack I'm good at, but that's not going to put food on the table. You know, that's such a, man, people have gotten the mindset of today is, I want all this materialistic stuff, and I'll just find a job that'll give it to me. Everybody's wants something on the outside, a new truck, a new car, a bigger house, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, you know, all these things that you're not building anything. You're not discovering your purpose, and who you are isn't found in, if you're driving a brand new Ford or a brand new Chevy, or if you're got a brand new smoking hot girlfriend, or a nice big house. You're not finding anything out about yourself right then. You know, you're not. All you are doing is wasting away, and you're just pushing a little bit of comfort and having a little bit of fun, and you're masking that as your life. You're not even living. You're just meandering around trying to find something to do. And then you get a job that you hate next to the person that you hate, and you work forever hoping that you can quit working one day and you can still have all your stuff. And the only reason why you're working that is because you wanted that stuff. It doesn't make any sense. If you really break it down and think about it, it doesn't make any sense. Now, some people, oh, I have to have a job because I have these bills and this stuff, this, that, and the other. Yeah, that's because of other mistakes that you've previously made, because you didn't have that resolve to push through and discover your talents and to discover your purpose and to really give everything you got into it. And some people have half resolve, and they'll find that thing that they love, and they just find the most mediocre way to do it. Somebody that's, man, like, you find, I've seen so much talent in the wrong places. You know, I've met people and I've seen people who are fantastic at troubleshooting, and they're so smart, and they're good at, or they're good with people, and they're very good, and they could be, man, they could be great psychiatrists, they could be great therapy, they could do great on social media, they could do great online, and they don't, because they know what they're good at, and they find a mediocre, easy way to do it, and I don't get it. I don't get it at all. If you have a gift, well, not if, when you find your gift, that's a better way to say it. Sorry. When you find your gift and you find your passion, why do we sell ourselves so short and not let that fire burn? It's like we try to hold it back, like, oh, I don't, you know, yeah, I'm good at this, but I don't want to boast about it. I don't want to brag about it. It's not about that. Don't worry about, if your heart's intentions are right, people are going to say that you're prideful, whatever. Who cares? If your heart's intentions are right, who cares what other people are saying? It doesn't matter. What matters is when you go to sleep at night, and people put out, when you go to sleep at night, are you genuinely happy with the decisions that you have made? Or are you going to look back and say, man, I should have went that route. I should have went to school for this. I should have done that. I should have went here. I should have worked there. I should have done this in school. I should have went to this college. I should have. I shoulda, shoulda, shoulda. That's all you hear. And it's kind of depressing, really, because you're giving up on yourself and you've let the lie that you don't have a gift or a talent or a purpose, you've let that marinate in your mind for so long that you just don't have, there's nothing left over. Be willing to outwork the crowd, and it's very easy nowadays. There's not a lot of want anymore. Younger people, older people, a lot of people don't push themselves. A lot of people aren't really actively trying to pursue their dreams. And a lot of them mask it with excuses of, oh, I can't, I have this bill, I have this to do, I have to put the blah, 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 I have this car payment. Bunch of crap. And they know it. Guys, take this advice and seriously think about it. At what point are you letting yourself down and burning up your time and your ability to use your talents and your purpose for good? You know, don't let that keep happening. Find a way to fix that and to let your genuine purpose unfold into the world. Let your resolve be greater than everybody else's talent. Be willing to outwork, be willing to push through, and keep going. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. So that's where we're going to stop it today. See you guys tomorrow.